Hey everyone, I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com. Today we're taking a look at the Pacer Performance High 5 LED Truck Cab Light Kit. Now this is going to give you more visibility out on the road so that other vehicles can see you as you're coming down the highway in inclement weather, maybe a heavy rainstorm, snowfall, foggy conditions, things like that. This gives you that big rig look by adding those lights to the top of your cab on your truck, and this is styled after the 2002 through 2006 Chevy and GM factory roof lights. So it's going to give you one longer light that'll have 3 lights inside, and then our 2 side lights with a single bulb each. Now this is an LED kit, and it comes with those LEDs that will give you that look. This is going to be amber LEDs with a smoke lens. And that's going to be a great advantage over the incandescent bulbs. It does still come with the amber bulbs. If you wanted to switch them out for any kind of reason, you can, but I would definitely suggest using the LEDs instead, since there's no filaments that will break with these. They're a lot more energy efficient as well, and typically last a lot longer than your incandescents. But if for some reason these ever go bad and you need to get in there, it does come with those amber 194 style bulbs. These can also be used in a lot of different applications, some side marker lights in different trailers or other things, so not a bad idea to keep these around for other things. But as far as what else comes in our kit, we'll get a switch so we can operate our lights independent of the rest of our lights on our truck. You can connect these in to your factory lighting system if you'd like, so that whenever you turn on your running lights and your headlights, these come on as well. But you can run into some issues with voiding warranties on your truck, so by being able to bypass that, we don't have to worry about anything there. We'll also get our wiring. So this is going to have a spade terminal on the end here of this short piece, which also has a fuse. So this will go to one side of our switch, and then the other side goes to our battery. And then we'll have a longer length of wire also with that little spade terminal to go on the other side of our switch, and this actually connects to our lights. The 2 smaller side lights are going to use these little pigtails to house the bulbs themselves. So pretty much to get that in there, you'll just take that, turn the shade over, and then insert that in, give it a little quarter turn, and now that's housed inside. And then you'll run your lights to the wire there. That would be one thing that you might end up needing to add in, would be maybe a little extra length of wire. It comes with some quick splices as well. These do okay, but I would suggest switching these out for something a little bit more permanent, like a insulated butt connector or even a heat shrink butt connector, especially if this is going to be outside the vehicle where you make that connection. Those just provide a better wiring connection than the quick splices. I've seen a lot of things come back because of this connection getting undone, and it just doesn't hold as well as the insulated butt connectors. You could also solder them if you feel comfortable with doing that as well, but quick splices, they do the job and they get you connected quickly, but for something like this where it's going to be a hard thing to get in there and replace, I would want to make sure that you never have to mess with it again. So that's just my suggestion there. We do have insulated butt connectors and heat shrink available here at etrailer.com. They're basically the same thing. The only difference with the heat shrink is that you can, as the name suggests, shrink them down with a heat gun, and then they seal up around that wire, providing a watertight connection for that. You can find those again here at eTrailer, along with lengths of wire if you want to extend that out, and maybe some silicone sealant to seal up the holes that you have to drill to get these in place. And yes, you do need to drill into your cab to get this in place for not only mounting the lights themselves, but then also running that wire into your vehicle. So a little bit of work required with these, but something that you definitely can do yourself if you feel inclined. It's a pretty straightforward process. You just want to be cautious and patient whenever you're installing them to make sure that you do everything right the first time. So I'm going to connect up my lights here. I've got the LEDs in our larger piece so you can get an idea of what that looks like whenever it's turned on. So make sure I've got all my wires connected, and it looks like 2 of them come on. The way that these are connected in there, it's just a little contact that the light goes into, so you want to make sure that everything's working before you put this in place. And right now that one is not turning on, so I'm going to just turn that to make sure that I get it to connect. That is one thing, again, before you actually get this in place, you want to make sure that everything's working before you tighten it down and seal it down. So those little LED bulbs just fit inside this little housing, and then it just turns into place, making the connection with the strip on the side. And it looks like they're turned on. I just didn't have it in there the right way. So now you can see our light is on. I'm going to turn the lights out in my studio so you can get a better idea of how bright that is. So not terribly bright. This isn't meant to light up the night. It's just going to give you that greater visibility on the top of your truck. And our side lights will look similar to that. So disconnect this guy, connect our side. You'll notice on this housing there is a little ring terminal for the ground connection, so you'll want to make sure you find a good ground for that as well. So that's what our single lights will look like there. It does come with the hardware to get everything screwed down in place, and also some rubber washers to seal up that connection so we don't have to worry about water getting underneath the head of those screws and into our cab. Again, a little silicone sealant isn't a bad idea for any of those connections, and these little posts just go in the bottom of our housing to kind of give those screws something to bite into as they go through the light. So that's where those end up. This does meet SAE specifications as far as the size of our light. For the longer piece, it's about 15¼ inch long by 5 1/16 inch wide and just about 1 3/4 inches tall. The smaller lights on the side, they are each about 4 11/16 inches long by 3 5/16, so just over 3 1/4, and then about 1 9/16 inch tall, or just over 1½ inches. It does have a 60-day limited warranty. Again, it does come with that fuse to make sure that everything's protected. And that's pretty much going to do it for our look at the Pacer Performance High 5 LED Truck Cab Light Kit. You can find this in other colors, including amber and clear lenses, right here at etrailer.com. Thanks for watching.